Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to the Black Market Podcast, hosted by myself, Raheem the Dream.
Hey man, 4K checking in. We made some money in the market today.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Hopefully somebody was on the right side.
Right.
Cause we seen
There
it.
was there's a lot going on, man, in terms of this market making some corrections today.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot going on. I mean, from it was, but at the same time, it kind of ended kind of steady today. It did a lot of movement, but
Yeah.
it ended like
Yeah.
right where it is.
hmm Yeah, and it was that's what's been a little different. This week it had a lot of volatility, but people are buying the dip. So
hmm That was the next thing I was about to say. People
mhm.
thought that this correction was over with. You know what I'm saying? Some people was like, "Oh, it's about to go up now." Hey,
Yeah, right,
yeah, what all them people who bought in up there
man.
whenever it started moving,
It looks
the
weird
feds and
now.
sweeten them, feds and sweeten
Yeah.
them.
They went ahead and grabbed the money up and got out of there.
Oh yeah. So you know, that's what, like I said, you said this time to buy the dip. So are you going in on stuff now, or are you still waiting?
I'm trying to be safe about this just because I think if you see something that catches your eye, I would kind of just make sure you're playing the right moves for risk management wise. So that's what I'm trying to make. I'm with if this trade does go, depending on how the market is, okay, we can find another one, but making sure I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm jumping in and throwing, putting the house on something that's had a 20% dip, thinking this thing is going to just skyrocket. So just kind of a little bit more a little safer about.
Right, yeah, I completely agree with you on that one, man. I mean, like I said, 20% dip ain't enough for me. I mean, I need to be seeing some actual
It.
support and structure before I
Right.
can even start thinking about getting into something. Because this sword is still falling,
Hmm.
if you ask me.
I agree. I definitely still think it's falling. It's I mean, returns today were tough to come by. It was things that kind of either continual moves that are going to uptrend, or maybe there was some news that people that were following. So
Right, right.
it's kind of be right.
Man, I was about to say, we got the first of the month tomorrow, along with First Friday.
A long get out of separate, thankfully.
Hey, look,
So hopefully we're out of volatility season.
think so. You thinking that this next month? You think that this month September was just like, just really pretty much playing the historical things, normally taking a dip during this time, and you think it's about to maybe get ready to crank back up with holiday season, and all the
Yeah,
techs getting back with it and stuff like that.
yeah. Funny enough, I saw Bed Bath and Beyond took a hit today, and
Mm,
they on Christmas gifts and all that kind of thing. What everybody was buying up going back to school. So I think it's going to start to see a little more stability in the market coming up in this next month, just because there will be more opportunities for buying, for purchasing. Other than have the holiday and not really buying around in the same capacity as Christmas and Thanksgiving. So
oh yeah, I like that Bed Bath and Beyond dip too, because I mean, like you said, that's like number one Christmas thing, number one
yeah,
holiday.
yeah.
So 4K done hurt and gave it to y'all here first, man. We told y'all already. Bed Bath and
That might
Beyond
be
is
a
out
sleeper play I
now.
have to look at, man. I saw wow, they really took big data, and no one would have expected that, but
Say who?
Bad Bath.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, just I
What
mean,
do you, what do you think?
they,
Oh, go ahead.
I was about to say they kind of going in sync, with Nike. Everybody, all the retail pulled back. In time.
Yeah, yeah.
All
And
the
that's kind
retail
of,
pulled back in time.
then let me ask you then, if we can get, since we're giving the traders an idea of how to trade this thing, do you think it's better to kind of stay a little blue chip, or maybe even go out and find some things that some investments that maybe could be out of the norm that aren't your Kroger's, your Nikes, your larger companies?
Well, I would say, yeah, like you said, of course, the retail are the ones that everyone really think about and stuff like that. But like I said, previous episodes, I'm really banking on this infrastructure bill to really hit like a lot of companies and down the road be
Yeah,
able to benefit from them. With number one being the energy.
yeah.
I'm saying energy gonna be able to benefit a lot from it. I like industrials
Mm-hmm.
benefiting a lot from it, and I guess industrials pretty popular, but definitely this EV. I mean, the car industries.
Yeah,
This is what they've been waiting on money to quote unquote proceed with research and all this stuff.
yeah.
So
I was at the other day driver, and like what happened with these shortages and with EV and with boats, boats, and I never even considered that. We always think of it as car ships, but
hmm
that's going to play a role as well. Planes, all of those are going to be affected by this, and the transportation sector, challenging our traders to look at things not only from the individual stock, but general sectoral analysis. Also, another entry for in the market too.
right. Those chips are definitely a major thing. I don't know where they're gonna pull those out of, but
Right.
whatever they do,
They have to find, and it's not going to be cheap.
nah, it's not gonna be cheap at all. And it's gonna get something rolling that's been procrastinated for quite a while here now.
Oh man, I mean, between the shortages, the gas shortages, and it's just a lot of kind of logistics things that we're facing. Back with
So I'm trying to see. Do you know if Foxconn is publicly traded?
I, but
Foxconn, they make like a lot of internal parts for like Apple phones and Apple products.
oh,
So Lordstown Motor literally just sold their factory to Foxconn.
wow.
But get this, they
Mm-hmm.
sold their factory to them. Foxconn is actually going to invest in this EV maker company. So yeah, they sold the facility to them, but they're
Yeah.
investing in them. So I feel like that is
So
a
this
powerful.
acquisition,
hmm
yeah,
That's a power play right there. I feel like Foxconn is going to be able to chip in on a lot of those internals, chip parts that we may be lacking.
then that creates capital for overarching. So they're essentially just supporting each other. And
Oh
that's a great way to think about it. Like we said before, trying to find the companies that work within the larger umbrella. So
yeah,
that's a good idea.
definitely. And like we said, this infrastructure bill, it's all like this EV bubble is just waiting to just
Yeah.
explode.
Yeah.
Like it's just waiting, man.
And that's what I would say. Traders, if you can be on the right side of that thing, it's going to blow up.
I was about to say, I took a look at Neo just to see what it's doing. Hey, that just been a real nice level, man. For this big EV company that we know it is.
Okay.
But the only concerns I have is with China. Given that it's a China, EV company, they have so much going on over there. It's almost unpredictable at this point of what they could do next.
Yeah, yeah. And there's a lot of different things behind the scenes, government-wise and restrictions-wise, that we're not really privy to. So, maybe even decrease some risk and making sure that you're understanding what you're getting yourself into, that, we may not know the whole story. So, another.
Exactly, because they've been cracking down. What could be next? But I wonder, what's their purpose behind some of these things? Other than them just wanting to be in control.
There you go. There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Of course, they went from banning crypto, you know what I'm saying, to telling their kids they can't play the games anymore.
Yeah, they definitely have looked at it in terms of opportunity to be able to determine exactly who direct and specific who they want to invest in, what even options that they have, to invest.
I got a question for you, Dan. And this, in regards to this, I got a question for you, Dan.
Shoot.
So, China is literally doing everything against what the rest of the world is doing right now.
Right.
Which, the U.S. is kind of doing the same thing if we look at it on COVID standpoint.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But China is doing it more in an economic way that really impactful way. Do you think that, they're going to be able to keep on doing this, or you think that the rest of the world is going to be like, hey, we're going to figure out a way to go ahead and cut them out the loop?
I think China's just got too much of a stronghold to be at them. Tied so many areas, and then even their impact would be, if we were to just remove them out of the equation, it would be finding a replacement. That's, you want to talk tough. I think it would just be too difficult to remove them out of the situation, as opposed to, we're kind of blind for a lot of other things. So I think this just says, they stand alone and they have an issue. Same with us.
We just got to put up with them regardless what it sounds like.
That's it, exactly.
We just got to deal with it. That's that cousin that be acting crazy, but that's your family. But you got to steal food.
Right, that's blood. You gotta figure it out.
Yeah.
With my play. I was looking at the and some of the companies that went crazy today were, when I was looking at SDPI, it was actually SDPI and what was that? ESPS and Epsilon. Both of them, SDPI was up 60%, Epsilon Energy was up 18%. But oil can now reach a new high. Well, trying to think of it from.
Did you say oil? You said oil?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is quite interesting, I must say.
Oil or gas, I should say. Oh well, but
hey, the U.S.
both
oil is pushing too. The U.S. oil is pushing up there, and I'm just like. Is this the economy recovery still that's going on that's able to drive this thing?
And why even considering, if we can consider it a recovery, because I think we're just going to have to adjust to this current market. There's been this opportunities that take a shit away from what you normally see. So for us to say, to just say the ideas of it, throw, a bunch of money in blue chip and try to find smaller companies that are going to grow, you can clearly tell that's not the case based on AMC, these other Doge, and this random, even in the crypto space. So it's just been kind of an odd stance in terms of how things are able to have these gains large.
Yeah, yeah, I see that. I mean, that oil. I mean, do you know somebody stealing U.S. oil from the pandemic?
Like, how did you buy it?
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like the oil tanked out so bad in the pandemic
Oh,
that I mean
yeah.
that's just that was almost like I mean, but with the change going on with EV and stuff like that, it almost seemed like we we're gonna come back to a none gas, none oil environment.
Right. Transition fade out.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like it's fading out right now.
I mean, we'll still for the next, I would even say 10 years. There's no way that we can make that switch. I know we talked in past episodes about 22, 23. And as a country, as a whole, I don't think that we can make an adjustment that quickly. I mean, we can't even make adjustments, let alone this infrastructure for oil and gas companies. So I don't know. I don't think it'll change that drastically, but
Mm-hmm.
it's,
I feel that. I feel that. I mean, we still got these new cars getting made. Like, hey, it's not getting old.
yeah, exactly. So
Man, we got a little more time on that. Oh, did you hear about the Kaplan retiring?
about who retired?
The Fed President Kaplan.
Oh, I did. Yeah. I did see that's going to shake some things up too.
Talking about a trading disclosure distraction.
So, that sounds like resignation before termination type thing.
Look,
Don't want to find out how that.
look, this joker here, he said he finna get in on what's about to happen. Hey, well, it's either what you said, or either he about to get in on it, and he know about
That's
it.
what I'm saying. Look, he cleared his name, made sure everything is solid, solidified. All right, I now know what to go on. Go redistribute some funds.
Look, and ironically, it takes in effect October 8th.
Wow.
And don't you know there's so many October 15th contracts that are just out there right now?
And think of, to do that on an individual basis, obviously, that he in contact with everywhere. So,
I mean, I wouldn't say individual, but this kind of giving a little idea of where the money is or what the special dates. You know what I'm saying? Just, speculating.
what may be important? Yeah. I mean, we've seen things that in this Trump is the same as in past with earnings calls, but at the same time, we have to consider a different market. So.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm curious to see I'm really curious what's gonna happen the week from October 8th to like the 15th, 17th. I'm really curious because like you said, we've had worse months in September. We talked about earlier on the show. We got the holidays coming around.
Right.
It's about to get back booming.
I saw, speaking of October, I saw NFTs are starting to merge with TikTok creators and first week of October. And Lil Nas X is at the forefront of that as like the leading celebrity about it.
Wow.
So, I mean, this.
What is it? The Satan leader?
See, no, like Lil Nas X just has his hand in every different piece of business. So from Jews to music to that, muted everywhere. Shout out to expansion, but goodness, this is going to be a real interesting first week of the month. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I'm really excited about what we got coming for October too.
Yeah. I also saw, talk about earlier how they but Nike has too. So it's interesting. Visa's one, Nike followed, and now TikTok is the third.
What's that? Followed on what?
They're like Visa started as the first supporter of NFTs, then Nike to that'll start to put that on its platform, start to flirt with the idea of having that platform.
Man, look, so update. They just said the mortgage rates just rose again.
What?
Like right here, like today, like 3%, 2%.
Okay.
Oh no! They rose because they got the low rates right now. With,
right.
Whatchamacallit? Rates are about to crank back up, and the 2% rate's about to be over with.
Oh, that's a forecast for what may happen then. As people start to want to make sure they can have their money in the house. You see these landlords haven't been able to get their money. Maybe that's a thing to raise those, to try to get some more inventory for housing.
Oh man, you ain't lying, cause they probably like, hey, these people ain't paying already.
I gotta do something to make ends meet.
Banks thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, I thought when they evict October, November. Eviction in November, right?
I think so.
Okay. Wait now, they got a good little time right now,
It's gonna be up here up quick. Let me see.
One more month.
Right. In October. Yeah, October 3rd.
October the 3rd.
Mm-hmm. That's when they extended the moratorium until then.
Until October the 3rd?
That's what it says. Unless it's happened for a second time.
All this stuff is about to happen in the first half of October. Hey, but this is going to be a heck of a first half of October.
We're not. These are things that we have not faced in any other market scenario other than, if you were trading during a recession, it was bad.
Dude, it sounds so nuts, but hey, you gotta be kind of elite to be able to hang in these waters like this.
Yeah, you got to go into this thing with a plan, or else you're kind of just guessing at it, and then it's not like you had news go off prior. This from where the market currently is, so
it's definitely not any real momentum either.
Right.
So you're like really. Yeah. When momentum pick back up, okay.
That's what I want.
Hey,
we'll be ready.
We won't have to close them out because they coming back. We can let them ride.
Oh man.
So yeah, that's a big thing out there. All the traders. Right now we're talking about the market conditions. Whenever market conditions are really uncertain, you can't expect to look for a long play. If you're doing day trades or even if you're swing trading, you can't expect long plays with all of these changes going on.
Because you'll never know. You'll kind of always be fighting, hoping that you pick the right direction. But at the same time, like we've seen before, things just kind of can take a dip. And when they fall through the elevator.
Exactly. And, like you said earlier, that boils down to now the only possible thing that the most conservative thing people could do right now is just be looking for long-term entry points on a buy.
Right. Yeah.
That's the only thing I can see, conservatively, safely, even if you're a beginner trader, just look at some things that you're looking at for like a long game. Look at some weekly lows that they may be approaching. And that may be, a good thing. But other than that, everything's all over the place and kind of short-lived right now.
And I think it's easy not to spread your then. Kind of on one hand, if you take a trade, be invested in the trade, don't get emotionally wrapped up in it, obviously, but it does go that the direct look for an opportunity as opposed to trying to pick, 7, 10 things to manage. That's a lot.
Oh yeah.
Especially for a pitch.
Oh yeah. You master one pair or one chart. Hey, you're a dangerous person.
So, and then that makes you able to focus in and hone in on specific things instead of, you hear some news all day long if it doesn't matter you, one ear not the other.
Right. And I mean, speaking of news, you don't want to usually trade in news unless you're an elite trader or unless you're an advanced trader. You don't need to trade news if you're just starting in the market. Don't just be like, oh, they said the best time to trade is earning time. Don't think you can just go in there and you're gonna be all right. You need to see how this thing moves first. You need to. It's certain strategies that you have to use to be able to trade within the news. And that's some stuff that we talk about internally, and with some of our people in the premium chat is how you can attack the news and how you can maximize on news every single time, no matter which way it goes.
Right. To understand that, and then to dissect it in terms of being able to feel comfortable moving working on side limit yourself. So.
That is big facts, man. Because I tell you, I love news, and I'm waiting for 8:30. I think we got some news tomorrow, my boy.
We absolutely do. We sure do have some 8:30 news, both cant and UTs.
What we got? What is it? What we got? Cash. What is it talking about?
So
what report we have?
Yeah, the GDP isn't ready for that'll affect CAD, and that's supposed to be inflation. Supposedly, it usually has a forecast, which is for the actual is greater than the forecasted, so that's obviously meaning good things. The other specific to the U.S. is the trend price for goods and services purchased by consumers. So you saw this week, Dollar Tree rose price. Thing is just clarity. And then they spiked. So I believe if we, by the transit property mathematics, anything happened to it.
Hey, that freaking dollar show has been riding out, man. To infinity. It look like it ran to infinity, boy.
That's what I'm saying. That's why Dollar Tree said we're not gonna miss out on this. We need to go right behind that block, and we're gone.
Oh man, yeah, that's gonna be good. Definitely capitalize. They got the manufacturing PMI too at 10 o'clock.
Now that's what I saw as to see like how the market's really settling. I don't know. That's what's going to be interesting to see is if we can see anything even from that. Last year's even last month, get any type of foundational aspect of, where this thing is, where the market is, if our support.
Right. And I'm pretty sure, I think I know what you're saying, but I just want to reiterate, make sure that, I'm getting the same thing you put down. So we get these reports released, these are like major retail reports, major industrial reports. If we take these reports and break them down in the sector, and saw what they did the last time in that sector, look at the top dogs for those. Maybe we can see what's going on the stocks that are in it. That what you said, right? That what you were saying?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Right, look at and see where the news is going to go. Understanding what last year happened over the same time. The same meeting happened. Like I said, it's difficult to compare from year to year because of different conditions. But
right,
this is something that happened. So
hey, even month to month is even more consistent than year to year.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of these things are a monthly report that comes out. So,
speaking of other news, there was some also about personal spending, which caters to our discretionary income. But I was kind of interested to read see about because there's as they talk about prices going up, people having to pay companies more, people having to company to pay more, they need to see losses in employment. That'll be interesting to see how they address that in terms of both income side, but also spending, how people are spending this time, even though employment has been kind of fluctuating.
Hey, you talk about loss in employment, they mandatory vaccines.
That by itself, is going to drive change with employment off rip. So.
It's going to force change.
Yeah. Oh, there's going to be a lot happening if there's some celebrities that aren't able to do things. I mean, you saw in the NBA now, Andrew Wiggins was saying since he didn't get the vaccine, and he came out and said, it's, to play in the NBA is a privilege, not a right. And if you don't want to play because of the vaccine, you should pay. So I think that they're going to see some shakeups happening. We saw LeBron was vaccinated. As it continues to be popular, obviously affect things in terms of not this vaccination.
Hey, that may be what we just needed. That may be exactly what we needed. Because everybody was pretty much sitting on the fence and doing whatever they want because they could. Nobody was enforcing this. Nobody was saying, other than maybe their parents.
If you were around someone who was maybe getting older, somebody like that would make a different read. But beyond that, people haven't really taken heed to it because you haven't really had to.
No, haven't. Yeah, that's gonna be quite interesting, man. Cause I was about to say I saw this one company, I can't remember the name, but like they've had to let go like 500 something employees already.
Yeah. Yeah, and then, think of how that changes your whole org structures, the spending now, how much you're going to have to pay for people to then cover everyone because business can't stop, So.
Oh, that's going to impact the business on that
huge,
on that aspect, on that monetary, all of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sheesh. Hey.
Back to 12 for a second. I did just find something that was interesting. The Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, which represents 20% of the oil supply and are unified in their oil production levels, has a meeting on Monday. That's twice a year.
Twice a year.
That's definitely twice a year.
Man, that's gonna really the oil is sitting at the key level. Like all those oils is sitting like at like highs or like just above a high.
Yeah. Wow. And you're telling me 40 countries are going to just there's be some motion going on with that one. It's it's all day meeting. So
hey, we got to get in on that U.S. oil on Monday, man. See what's up.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna make a decision.
Absolutely, they have to. And then there's actually two. It'll be OPEC members and 11 other countries. You can't write it any easier than that.
receive their second dose by. Oh, okay. So, I was looking at the mandatory for the vaccine when it started.
Mhm.
So I think,
Yeah.
a lot of companies are doing this, but also like big government jobs, they actually having to get mandated, like
Oh,
by Biden type
it,
deal.
yeah, like you have to prove it's not just to say it or no. We want your paper. We want you to go ahead and
So look, the first order, for the mandate said that they had to receive their second dose by September 30th.
Oh, we need an unemployment, Brian.
Boy,
We need an unemployment.
boy, unemployment supposed to be on the first Friday of every month, but they're not having it on tomorrow.
That's what I'm saying. They're not going to get there. So how? Strategic?
I just wonder how they're not having it. They're gonna just wait the next week. What's the next week? Let's see. Next week.
I mean, I guess they gave people a grace period, 24-hour grace period. Say, better get together.
Bro, did they really postpone the unemployment claim?
Well, I didn't not trade because this is opening a whole nother, gamut that we haven't had to consider for one before.
Wow.
This is going to force a lot of people to not. I mean, you're not going to be able to have that turnaround.
Hey, guess what?
To be able to.
Guess what next Friday is whenever the unemployment comes out?
What's that?
The 8th.
And they're in.
Kaplan,
what are the odds?
Kaplan's last day.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. What are the odds? It's like really.
Boy, what is about to happen, 4K? What is about to happen, my boy?
That's what trainers they don't know, but to do your best to do your knowledge, your research, because as much knowledge as you can gain, it's only gonna help.
Hey, and this is another recommendation. If you decide to trade within all this, crazy conditions. If you decide to trade in crazy conditions, and this is something I like to do when I trade even not crazy conditions. You don't have to, you can analyze the market, but don't go in there saying the market is about to go this way.
Right.
Yeah, you have to go into there. You have to react to the market. You can't say what the market is doing. You got to react to the market. And even taking it to a psychology level, by you going in and saying that this is going to do this, in your mind, you're not going to want to close that trade. Because you already like, hey, I know that this is going this. I studied this the other night. This is doing this.
Right.